So welcome to the garden, my garden, everyone's garden, but it's my garden. This covered area is a raised pond I planned on building. It's half dug, needs to be finished. And this area is the grass, the lawn for the kids, just about to mow it. Show it to you before it's mown. To my left here I've got my herb bed where I get all my culinary herbs. All the herbs in there, mint and oregano and chives, sage. Two big old apple trees that create lots of shade when it's really sunny. It's lovely. We got those with the house. Got a big pine tree here in the corner. Trying to grow a green wall with the ivy that I've planted along the edge there. So that should hopefully climb up the fence. The kids' sand pit. Just curled up that irrigation tubing. Got to put that away before I mow the lawn. The sand pit here and my mini meadow, which with corn cockle plants now going to seed. Yep, and that's the kids' play area, really, and our relaxing area. I'll show you the flower beds now. So on to the flower garden. I'm afraid it's a bit scraggly, a bit unloved, and a bit over. All of the flowers are now, as you can see, in seed. A few little ones going around there. A lot of what I grow is like, you know, the medicinal and herbal type things, so I'm not really much into the prettiness. This I'm pretty proud of is a buddleia I'm attempting to grow in standard form. It's just coming to flower. And yeah, that's that. This is my willow vetch. You can see it goes all the way up there. And I've got some oregano here with bees. And that's the thing about in here at the moment. I don't know if you can spot that little butterfly flying around. This one fennel and yarrow. Mullein, more fennel, more yarrow, different color. All the poppies have gone over, the borage has gone over. It's a bit of a windy. I've got a little bit of chive going on down here. Got some hollyhock in the corner still blooming. This is bladderwort and some more yarrow. And yeah, the wildlife love it. Right, and this is the growing patch. Here's the tomato bed with its cover to reduce the chances of blight. Here's the beans bed with the runner beans to the front and some purple podded French beans. I've got some new ones coming up there and new ones here. I had Mantouche peas here. They've all finished and I've resown a fresh set. Spent sunflower waiting for birds. And another one coming up there. I've got the corn, sweet corn right in front with some parsley that's gone to seed that was grown last year. Hope to collect seed and sprinkle it about. Got here, it will self-sow if you give it a chance. This bed had all my garlic, which is now all harvested and platted up, as you can see in the other photos. And I've got courgette, a patty pan, some radishes I've just sown recently, beetroot, second lot of beetroot, and underneath here is carrot and lettuces. Got my nettle there for nettle tea. That's been harvested alright once or twice. I've got courgette here that's really covered in mildew. Trying to sort that out. I've got some fennel that I sown recently in those bottles. And here's more leafy veg. So I had lettuce, my second lot of lettuce was here. I've got spring onions here. There's a fresh set sown in front. You won't be able to spot them, they're too small. I've got chard and perpetual spinach. In between the tomatoes I've also got yin yang beans, which is a dwarf variety that I hope to harvest the tripods from, surrounded by the French marigold. And here's the mini veg pond that I put in a couple years ago with its little boggy area around it that I put in last autumn. That's looking quite good, lovely and pretty clear, a little bit murky but fairly clean. And over here I've got my first brassicas bed As you can see, it's all netted against Mr. Cabbage White. I allowed this bed to get really decimated by a whitefly though during that downtime of mine. But I cleaned it up a couple days ago. It's looking much better. I got some Chinese cabbages out of it. There's a couple more in there. 1 or 2 needs to be thrown out. And over here I've got like my little mini hothouse for my sweet peppers and my aubergine plants, which are quite small but got a couple flowers on it, and I think 2 flowers are going to set fruit now. I normally fail with those crops, but this little hothouse with the better weather seems to have helped. And this bed is just like a little mini brassicas area. I had my turnips in here before, and now I've got my mulai radish for winter, and I've got some sweet freshly sown. Got some kohlrabi to put in there. That's in the greenhouse, seedlings. This is the root bed this year. Beetroot, carrots, parsnips, salsify that turned out to be French African marigolds. So I put in Scorzonera zosa, I think it's called. And over here I've got a mishmash of things. I've got my cucumber. There's one there and there's one sort of stuck in the corner there. A little bit of onions. We don't eat a lot. We just use them more for pickling, the courgettes and stuff like that when we have a glut. And this year I'm trying celeriac for the first time. So that's a line of celeriac there. Maybe too closely planted, but I think they'll be okay. And this is the chard that I overwintered that I allowed to go to seed. Was going to yank it out, but it has been so beneficial in attracting lots of hoverflies and ladybugs that I've left it for now. And this is the main brassicas bed. It's supposed to be looking lovely and lush, but it looks a little bit sad. It gave me lots of mizuna and pak choi fairly early in the season, but it was also decimated terribly by the white fly. The kale is looking okay. It's coming back, so I've left it. I've cleaned out a lot of the old stuff that really didn't survive. And this early sprouting broccoli, I think I will get a small crop off of them, but not much, and I don't think that will give me Brussels sprouts, but I'm leaving it to see what happens. I've got some other overwintered brassicas that I've just recently sowed that will fill those spaces. And in the back here, these are my perennial vegetable beds. We've got the asparagus. Early next year I plan to put in some sea kale. I'm going to grow those from seed. And here I've got a very sad looking globe artichoke that I grew from seed this year. Don't know if it'll survive the winter, but I'll mulch it. Hopefully it will. Here I've got some JAs, or Jerusalem artichokes as they're known. And here I've got the rhubarb that appeared to sort of decided to go dormant because of the dry weather we had earlier in the year. Those buds are nice and hard, and so I think the plant's alive down there. And this little spot is for me to put in some log mushrooms, mushroom logs. The grassy part is field mushrooms that I planted over a year ago. So we'll see if I get any this autumn. Got to cut that grass back. And that's inside the vegetable patch. The outer part is, I'll show you later.